Just give me a minute if anyone's showing up. I gotta go get my water, I forgot that again. I'm just spamming the usual places with my stream link. 2 seconds, be right back. Alright, got my water. I'm sure that you can kind of hear me from all the way on the other side of the building. Alright. So let's get to today's game. You can kind of, it's not the best looking, but you can kind of see the score. Just spilled water all over myself. Anyway, this game is a little bit, well, I shouldn't say a little bit different. It's very different to everything that we've streamed up to this point. We've done mostly well, I shouldn't say mostly, we've only done solid state and DMD games up to this point, and so those are run by electronics, motherboards and computer chips and that kind of stuff. That's what keep those games running. This is what's called an EM. This is your quintessential old school pinball. Like anytime you see a news report or like hear anything on the radio and you hear those, you know, ding ding ding, you know, bells and chimes sound, that's where this stuff comes from. These are the era of games that stuff was actually common in. It's not very common anymore. Generally speaking, most games don't have physical chimes. There is an actual xylophone box that sits in this game, and there's a plunger with a solenoid, and there's a solenoid that bangs that plunger up into the xylophone to make the chimes and the noises, and so that's where that comes from. EM machines are not computer driven in any way, shape, or form. They are 100% mechanical. There are, I don't want to say thousands, but definitely hundreds of switches inside of this machine that drive it and tell it what to do. And that's kind of what I find really interesting about them, because like I understand computers. Like I understand it in the sense that, like, you know, you have a motherboard and Steve, thanks very much. Yeah, that was a good podcast. I really enjoyed doing that, and they did a really good job of representing me, Josh, Zach, Raymond, and Lefkoff. So that was a really good podcast. It was really cool to do. But as I was saying, what I like about the EMs, or what I don't like about the EMs, is, like I was saying, I understand a solid state, I understand DMDs because it's all computer driven. It all makes sense to me. There's these chips, ones and zeros, and that's how it drives the machine. But what's really cool I find about these games is there's no computer. It's all switch driven. So somehow someone was smart enough to figure out that if you open this switch and close this switch, it'll tell this thing to do this other thing, and then it basically acts like a computer with no computer components. So it's really interesting to me from that scenario. Why I'm saying today's stream will be very short is because there's really not a lot to this game. It's like I said, as an EM, there's not a lot to it. It's a single player Wedgehead Gottlieb, which was a very popular manufacturer at the time. They made a lot of very popular EM games. This one wasn't one of the more popular ones, but you know, it's not a bad game. This one's on loan, another game on loan from one of my friends, Jack Tadman. I really appreciate him stepping up and helping me out with the World Championship by lending us one of this machine. I think he grew up playing this machine. If you look at his IFPA profile page, it's a picture of him playing this actual machine. At the end of the IFPA, I'm actually going to help him restore it, because you'll see there's some wear in the middle of the playfield, some planking down here, and he wants to bring it back to its basically brand new luster. And there's something really cool, which you can't see on the game. On the sides, they've written down the high scores like so many families did. ZZ Top, thanks for stopping by, dude. They've written down the high scores on the side of the cabinet, which is pretty funny, and he wants to actually keep those. So I'm the guy that I'm going to get to restore it. I'm going to have him scan the high scores in and then create a water slide decal to again, put over the brand new repainted cabinet when the time comes that we get this thing restored. So I'll talk a little, like, it's going to take me 2 seconds to talk about the rules because there's not much to it. The main goal is to get 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 in these in lanes, or these lanes up at the top, and then there is 1, 2, 3, 4 on each side of the playfield. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 here, 1, 2, 3, 4 here, 1, 2, 3, 4 here, 1, 2, 3, 4. And the main goal is to just get 1, 2, 3, 4 over and over again, and you get different awards for doing that. So the first time you complete 1, 2, 3, 4, you get 200 points for every time you go over these rollovers. And then when you complete 1, 2, 3, 4 again, you get 200 points for hitting the yellow targets, which are these stand-ups right here. When you do 1, 2, 3, 4 again, you then get 200 points for hitting the green stand-ups, so these 4 guys right here. And then when 1, 2, 3, 4 is done again, you get special, which means absolutely nothing for those of us in the tournament world because it's worth no points. So yeah, we're basically going to play for the 1, 2, 3, 4 because that's the only thing to do. You also might notice there are Steve Daniels, you coming down in the Pinball Champs. Yeah, I wanted to come to the New York Pinball Championship myself as well, but it's too close to the IFPA World Championship. I couldn't. I saw it and I was like, all right, let me see when this is happening. I was hoping it was going to happen after the IFPA World Championship, but then I saw it was like 3 weeks before, and I'm like, I can't. It's too risky. It's like, I feel good right now, but I don't want to take time away that I could be spending in here. Like, doing this has been great because not only do I get to hang out with you guys, but I'm playtesting things to see if they're ready for everyone at the end of this month. So, as I was saying, one of the other thing you might notice is these flippers. These flippers are tiny little flippers. So it's really hard to keep the control that you would have on a normal pinball machine. So this lends itself to much quicker playing games and less about accurately making shots, drop catches, live catches, all these things that you've seen me doing, tap passes and all that kind of stuff that you've seen me doing on other games. None of that really exists here. The main goal, keep the ball in play for as long as possible. Don't worry about anything else. I find that sometimes I overthink these games, and instead of just flipping the ball away as much as possible to keep it up on the top of the playfield and getting me points, I try and catch, I try and drop catch, I try and cradle, I try and do all the things I normally do, and then I end up draining as a result. So I'm still teaching myself to stop doing that, and it's still very much a learning process for me. So yeah, definitely 100% better safe than story. I really want to go. It looks like it's going to be a great tournament. It's being run by some really great people in the community. I know Levy is running it, and I thought Tim Sexton was involved, but I think maybe since he's moved to Chicago, he's not involved now. And I don't know who else is also involved, but it looks like it's going to be a great quality event, and I'm really sad that I'm missing it. I'm hoping that it succeeds and that I'll be able to go next year. So next year when I don't have to run a world championship, well, I'll still have to run a world championship, I just won't have to host it. So yeah, anyway, let's get started and start shooting some 1, 2, 3, 4s, because that's all there is to do on this game. All right, so the score reels are reset. I know they don't look very good in the stream. I couldn't make them look any better because my internet is shit. Okay, so Levy and Tim are the main people, I think. I thought Tim, because he moved over to Chicago, might not have the time anymore to run the event, but that's good to hear that Tim's still making some time to do that. So I'll try and read out the score at the end of each ball, because I know that the display looks pretty shitty. I couldn't figure out a way to make that look any better, so I do apologize for the shittiness. The extra shittiness, I should say, because my stream quality is generally pretty shitty, and now it's extra shitty because you can't even read the display. So anyway, we're gonna play for a little while on this, and then yeah, it'll probably be a pretty short, like I said, a pretty short stream. So we're shooting again, 1, 2, 3, 4, all over the playfield, and that's basically what we're going for. And you're just gonna see me flipping the ball around a lot. Oh wait, we gotta let the ball drain first so that the ball can reset. Start play, we're on ball number 1. The ball count is actually down here, which is different. So this is, you can't really see it on stream, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, that's the other thing I didn't talk about for people that don't play EMs. Most EMs are 5-ball instead of 3-ball. So the games we've been playing previously up to this point have all been 3-ball games, and now most EMs are played in 5. And the reason that you play 5 is to try and sort of weed out some of the randomness. So over the course of 5 balls, you're going to see some balls that I'm just not going to get an opportunity to play. They're just going to go in the pop bumpers, hit something, and then come straight down the center or go down an out lane on me, and I'm not even going to get a flipper on it. And that's not uncommon for EMs. So that's why we use 5 balls to sort of try and weed out that randomness and give people an opportunity to play rather than 3 balls. 3 balls on a solid state or a DMP is more than enough because of the ability to actually control the ball. Your content is great, and that's what matters. Thank you. I appreciate you saying that. I'm trying. This is all very new to me. I have only been doing this for I think a little over a month. I play a mobile game called South Park Phone Destroyer, which I really enjoy, and that's how it started. And then because the IFPA World Championship is coming up, I really wanted to do this. I wanted to sort of like do this road to the IFPA Championship where I play a different game each day. Like I said, now 3 reasons: 1 to play test, 2 for me to practice, and 3 so people that are coming here have an opportunity to see the game, see how they play, and hopefully learn something from what I'm showing here. So yeah, let's get started. Shooting some 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got the 2, some lovely chimes, and now we're just going to flip that ball up. We got the 3, and we got back up in the upper lane. So now we want this 1. So we're hoping that the ball is going to kind of just get. I was hoping, and then that's the end of the ball, and I lost the ball there because I was trying to cradle. I thought, oh, let me try and cradle this ball, and then I'll get an opportunity to get at it instead of just trying to flip it away, and it bounced around and then went on. I wasn't ready for it on the left, and it died. So that's what happens if you try to spend time cradling the ball. So what we're going to try and do now is obviously plunge the 1, because that way when we get up here for the remaining 4 balls, or 3 balls I should say, we'll get 200 points instead of I think the 50 that we are getting currently. So let's try and get that 1. I have no idea where on the plunge the 1 is, so that that felt better, but it was just a little short. So now we need to find the 1 the hard way. So I'm going to bounce that off a little bit, and again, see, I'm not listening to my own fucking advice. I, again, tried to cradle, and then the ball drained as a result. There was absolutely no reason for me to try and cradle there, but I wanted to try and shoot this 1 target, and instead, I drained. And that's the problem with EMs, is that you can't do the normal things you would do on a pinball, and I'm still too stupid to learn that. And I keep making dumb mistakes like that. So now we're on to ball 3. We still don't have our 1. We need to get that 1. So now we're going to plunge a little bit harder this time. Let's see if we. Nope. So that one. Okay, we picked it up on the return there. We just got a pop bumper hit, and now I'm just going to flip the ball away because I shouldn't be trying to control it. Keep flipping. Just keep the ball in play. That's all that matters. So we've got the 4, and we got the 1. So we're on our way to the 2 and the 3. There's only things left on the 2nd for the yellow targets. But now we're going to get 200 points for going through the top lanes now. So we'll get some extra points. So there's the 3. So we got 200 points for that. And maybe this is all going to come to me. Let's see. We got the 3 there. And here I am again trying to do some actual flipper controls. Just flip the ball away. All right, we're rarely getting our cradle here. And yeah, oh, yeah, we got a Lazarus. Take that. Take that one all day long. Had to make sure we were ready for that. Trying to shoot towards the 2, but aiming with these tiny flippers, I find is quite difficult. Got the 2 on the in lane. Perfect. So now those yellow targets up top are also worth 200 every time I hit them. And we're almost done the greens. Almost. So now if we hard plunge, we should get the 4, which will make our green targets 200 points. And then we're at the point where we basically maxed the playfield and everything is worth as many points as possible. So that's pretty good. How do you like the pop bumper? Is that one of the awards? I'm fairly certain it's lit at all times. The socket's just toast. So there's no light bulb in there. So that's the only reason it's not lit. I've noticed every time I've hit it, I get 100 points. So I think it's just lit at all times. Yeah, it's. I don't think there's any way to specifically light it. I can check quickly if there's actual light bulb in there. Because if there's not a light bulb or not a light socket, I can throw one in. Hold on. Let's get this open. So there's not a light in there. Let me grab a light bulb. Hold on. It'll take 2 seconds to do that. I don't even know if I hooked it back up after I took it apart. So I took all the parts off the playfield to clean it and wax it and give it a real good shine so that it would play real nice and real fast. Oh yeah, there we go. Look at that. Just needed to add in a light bulb. I think maybe I ran out of light bulbs because I added in, that was it. I ran out of light bulbs when I was shopping this thing out. There's LEDs in this thing too that I added in just because I'd run out of light bulbs. So now the 100 points is lit. Little things like that. That's what, I mean, people that are going to come here are going to notice is little things like a light bulb being out or whatever are going to be the common issues that people are going to run into, because I care more about playability than I care about whether that 100-point pop bumper is lit. Because realistically, knowing whether that's lit or not isn't going to change the way I play this game. 100 bits. One light bulb fun. Thank you very much. That's awesome, Steve. Thank you very much. That actually, 100 bits would probably pay for, I think, I can get 10 light bulbs for that. So thank you. I got 10 more light bulbs for those 100 bits. So thanks very much. I can definitely use those in the IFPA for IFPA. So that's very much appreciated. Because I don't buy LEDs. I don't see the point of them personally yet. I'm still an incandescent person. I only use the LEDs because they're LEDs that I had pulled out of other machines that I had laying around. So yeah, like I was saying, I don't see, like, knowing that 100 point is lit isn't going to make me like directly shoot it, because that's stupid. I'm just going to keep playing the game exactly the same, whether that's 100 points or not, right? So that's kind of the way I feel about things like that. It's like, if the light is inconsequential enough to the point that it doesn't change the way you're going to play the game, then who really cares whether it's lit or not? You know what I mean? It's like, as long as the feature is doing what it's supposed to do when it's supposed to do it, that's the main thing that matters in the situation. All right, so let's try and get this 4 and max this playfield. I think we got it if we bump it over. Nope, too much. We're getting 200s for the other stuff. And here I am cradling like a moron so I could take a shot at that 4. We're going to get the 4 in the outlane, aren't we? I got to bounce that up. And no, too much. So we didn't complete the playfield. 36-47, and I completely didn't read out the score after every ball like I said I was going to do. So I'm not even listening to myself on that one. So yeah, Steve, I get you right there when you're saying the ones that feel, I agree with you on the ones that you can't reach that are hard to deal with. But I haven't had a ton of luck with LED failure, just from the perspective of, like, you know, because they don't fit as snugly as an incandescent, that they sometimes just get rattled loose and then they stop working anyway, so you have to dig them out as it is. The less heat issue I don't really agree with. Like, I have operator friends that they say I do it for less heat and less electricity, and I 100% agree with that, because those games are left on for 16 and 20 hours a day. That makes sense. But from a collector perspective, very rarely are these games left on for more than a couple hours at a time. So the heat never really gets an opportunity to amass to a point that it would be doing any damage like it would way back in the day when they're running for, you know, 5, 10, 15 hours a day. So while I get the point, I just don't personally agree with it from the perspective of a collector. I don't think the value is there. Because, like, I mean, from my perspective, when I have 60 games in here, if I wanted to LED all of them, it would be thousands of dollars, where I can spend $100 and get just as many incandescents. You know what I mean? So it's a value proposition. Do I really want to LED everything and spend a ton of money, or do I want to just have incandescents and use it? My stuff is on 4 hours at a time, 2 times a week, then 10 or 12 hours a day, 6 times a year. So yeah, that makes sense then. If you're using your machines that much, then 100% the LEDs will make a difference. I don't use my machines that much. My machines get maybe an hour to 2 hours of work a week, or not even. You know what I mean? Like let me look around here. So I haven't played my creature in months. You know what I mean? I haven't touched. What haven't I touched in a long time? Jacks to Open, or like there's a bunch of games in here because there's so many I just don't touch. So it's like it doesn't matter. Like maybe they get turned on once a month. You know what I mean? So and even when I have like larger events, that's the only time. So it's like one time. Like for IFPA, there'll be 3 days where they're on. Even in IFPA, they're not on all the time because they're only on when being played. We turn games off between rounds, so still only doing one game at a time. And when I get a new one, yeah, 16's a good collection though, dude. Like you should be proud of that. Like you got to start somewhere. You know what I mean? So 16's good, and it sounds like you're routing them to some degree, because if they're on for 10 to 12 hours a day, 6 or so times a year, so I guess you're not routing them, but 4 hours at a time, 2 times a week. So I guess you're running League on them every day, or every twice, 2 times a week kind of thing. Let's get started on another game here, and this time I will read the scores out. And there's our 100-point light that Steve just gave me 100 bits for, so thank you very much, Steve. We got our 100 bits for our 100-point light. That makes sense. So we got the 1, we got the 2, we got a shitty feed, and that's the end of that ball. Okay, you have a clubhouse for leagues and fun nights. So your games aren't like you don't have them at home. You've got them in this clubhouse. They're not like they're part of your personal collection, obviously, but they're left in the clubhouse all the time. All right, let's see if we can't plunge for the 4. Nope. This time we're getting the 1, and I've pushed it too much. So this is something we haven't talked about either with old Gottlieb is Tilt-Ten's game. So this is the thing that I don't like about EMs is I like, and I mean to some degree solid states, I like warnings. I like being able to move the machine a little bit before it just fucking punishes you. And I feel like that takes a lot of the skill out of it when you can't nudge as much as you would normally nudge a game. So I tilted the game, and that's it. I got 110 points for this game because I tilted, and I basically get to start over now. So that's cool. I always thought the clubhouse idea would be a cool idea. I had talked about it with a bunch of local collectors. We could just never agree on a centralized location, and like we're spread out so far apart in Ontario that it doesn't really work for anyone. And we have a lot of large collections in Ontario. Like I can think of 5 or 6 people with over 50 machines each. So there's a lot of 5 or 6 people, I think, in the local, within an hour of each other, that all have about 50 or 60 machines. So we could, if we wanted to do like a Papa thing, we could, but they're not as interested in the competitive side as I am, and they're more interested in personal collecting kind of thing. So whereas I'm more on the competitive side, so it just doesn't really work out, unfortunately. All right, stupid Tilt-Ten's game. So let's start another game. Ball 1. Let's get some 1, 2, 3, 4. So we get 1, got 3. And it seems like switch hits turn it on or off. So when I was hitting the sling there, it turned it off and then turned it back on. So it does turn off, apparently. All right, so we got, or is it just, nope, yeah, it definitely turns on and off. So we got the 1, 3, 4. Let's go for 2. Nope. Now we got 4 this time. We'll try and, I was bumping it a little bit there, which was probably a stupid idea after tilting last game. Oh yeah, backhand the 2. Nice job. So now our upper lanes are worth 200 each. And we're just going to try and keep the ball in play, because stupid EM. Alright, let's get back up top. Let's get some more value. Got the 2 and the 4 so far on this ball. Just got the one. All right, so that's not bad for ball 2. Abracadabra, really coming from Web Hedge. Yeah, no, you're right about the on and off thing. Funny story about the Abracadabra. At Pin Masters this year, when I was there, they had an Abracadabra that was in the tournament, and I was watching everyone play it, and I'm like, man, that's a stupid way to play it. The Abracadabra I play, I just shoot the pop bumper all day because it's worth 100 a hit. And 10 hits, you get 1,000 points, and that's worth way more than going for the pop bumpers. And I was talking with Josh and Zach about this, and they're like, you're an idiot. That doesn't work. And I said, what are you talking about? I said, that always works. And he's like, you go try it and see. You're an idiot. And I said, okay. So I went and looked, and the first thing I saw is it turned on and off, and I was like, oh, yeah, I am an idiot. Because the Abracadabra that a local collector has, I guess the relay that turns that on and off doesn't work, and so the pop bumper is always the 100 points. And so from that perspective, when you can just sit there and shoot the pop bumper and get 100 points all the time, it made a whole ton of sense. But when it's off and then not getting those points, it's like, oh yeah, that's really dumb. So that was kind of funny. All right, let's get this 3. We're on ball 3. And yeah, let's see how that goes. Come on, 3. Bounce that, just tap it a little bit. Nice. So 200 points for that, because we got the 3. And then we never got the ball. But now we're getting 200 points for these upper lanes, and 200 points for these yellow targets. And we've got the 4 into the next 1, 2, 3, 4. I have to go open the clubhouse for the fun night. Thanks again for the stream. Thanks for hanging out, Steve. And again, thank you very much for the bits. I really appreciate it. And you're not going to miss much. You've kind of already seen the whole game. So, again, thank you for hanging out and enjoy your fun night. And hopefully we'll see you tomorrow. All right, let's get more 1, 2, 3, 4. I love 1, 2, 3, 4. This game is so enthralling and everything about it is awesome. Yeah, I'm going to keep telling myself that, and maybe one day I'll fucking believe it. I fucking hate EMs. This is what I hate about EMs. And like, I know this is just my limitation as a player because I don't do well on them. And there are some very good EM players, like Phil Birnbaum comes to mind, who plays them very well. And like, I see him play them, and I'm like, I don't know what you're doing that I'm not, because I cannot figure out how to play them. I think it comes from my apprehension of moving the machine. Like on a solid state or a DMD, I feel more comfortable pushing the machine around because I know even if I tilt on those games, I'm just losing a ball and maybe some bonus. On this game specifically, it's like if I do push around too much on ball 2 or ball 1, it's like, or even ball 3, I lose the whole fucking game, and that puts me in a mindset of, oh shit, don't fucking move the machine at all because I'm too afraid to end my game in that scenario. So I think that's kind of half my mental block, but yeah, like they're just, I hate that that lack of control, that inability to use what I feel is like my skill to affect how well I play the game. And so that's what frustrates me about them. All right, so let's see if this ball comes to our flipper. There we go, we got a flip, so that's good. It's better than the last 2 balls. We got 1 flip. Now we're just trying to keep flipping. All right, got an in lane. Still don't have the 3 yet. Getting close to it, but we're not getting it. I'm going to try a Schatz really quick. That was not a good Schatz, but I'm going to try again. I've got a cradle here. Look at that, an actual cradle on this motherfucking tiny flipper. Fuck you, tiny flipper. You can cradle the ball. I'm going to try and Schatz the 3 and see if that works out, because why the fuck not? So I would never do this in a tournament, because I don't even know how this works, but I'm going to try it here just because, fuck, let's see what happens. Nope, didn't get it. This is close, but not there. And now I'm never going to get the ball again. All right, we got the 3 on the stand-up there. Now we've got max value on everything in the playfield. Come on, stay in play. That's 200 points, and that was it. So, and again, I'm not listening to myself. I'm not reading the display, so right now I'm at 3,456. And I think I got an extra ball there, or the ball went down so fast that I don't remember if I was on ball 4 or ball 5. I'll have to look at the tape and see if it actually moved over from 4 to 5. But it could have skipped over the reel, because I don't see extra ball on this, so I don't think that's even a thing. So I don't remember if I was on ball 4 or ball 5. But anyway, we've got an opportunity to get the special lit and pretend like that matters, because who fucking cares? Specials only give credits, and the game is free, so who fucking cares? So we want the 3 or the 4. We got the 4. Now we just want the 3, and then special would be lit. Throwing the ball up, try and get it into the 3. Got the 3 there. So now special is lit, I think. Ah. Yeah, there it is. Yay, look at that. We got special. Yay, special. Makes me, I'm special now, right? Because I got special. So that makes me special. All right. So we finished the 1, 2, 3, 4 all the way on the matrix. Yay. I'll play a couple more games, and then I will probably call it quits. I'm going to check the viewer list to see if anyone's actually watching. Yeah, we got Gamer Chick and we got Nick. Thanks for hanging out, guys. Just the two of you watching me play this old, crappy EM game. Alright. Do you like getting 1, 2, 3, 4? Because that's all we're going to fucking do on this game, because that's all there is. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Quality pinball. Getting 1, 2, getting 4 numbers. And that's an EM for you, fucker. Lose the ball for no fault of my own. And somehow people think this is skillful. I would argue not so much. There are definitely better EM games. Didn't touch that ball either. I have a few of them, and I'll probably play them at some point on stream. Like I have an EM. I have a butterfly, which is not bad. Which reminds me, I got to fix something on that butterfly. Mars Trek, Monaco. Those are all very good, I think, quality EMs that are more about control and less about just fucking random bullshit. This is like, Gamer Chick will understand, this is like playing the Hook Hand Clyde of pinball. It's either going to go really well or really, really bad. So, yeah. That's probably a pretty good example to use. Fuck you! Look, that's like... I mean, I could plunge differently, I guess, and get a different lane. But I mean, like, there's no opportunity. I'm at 1,244 points going into ball 5. Which you can kind of read on the screen, but... Nope. 50 points. Alright, we got the 2, so that gives us the yellow targets. But we're already on ball 5 here, so we're not going to get a lot of opportunity to use them. Come on, give me that target. And too much, and I tilted. Fuck you, Foursquare. You suck. I wish my friend that lent me this game was watching the stream so he could talk about how awesome it is, because he remembers he has that nostalgia, those nostalgia glasses on from playing this game as a kid. But I can't get behind how terrible this game is. Just, oh god, it's bad. Stupid Foursquare. And somehow I'm going to use it in my tournament still. It'll be the equalizer for everyone to use against the more skilled players. And I guess that's something that people do, where if you have to play someone who is exponentially better, you might as well play them on an EM, because at that point it's just flip a fucking coin and hope for the best. You know what I mean? Like, you've taken away a lot of the skills and stuff that they get to use to play the game better, and turn it in. So instead of, you know, where on a DMD game it would be probably like 80-20 in their favor for them to beat you, in a EM it probably becomes like 60-40 or something like that. So much better odds of beating someone who's exponentially better than you. So if you ever end up playing me on something, pick the EM, because chances are you'll probably win, because I hate these fucking things. Alright. Come on, ball. You can come back. We'll get this one over here. Nope, we won't. We'll get it that way. without aiming at it. Got the 2, getting the 3. Come on, fall back into the 4. Good. I just need the 1. One's over there, but we got the 1 that way instead. All right, so now we've got 200 up here, 200 on the yellow targets. Getting some good value out of those pop bumpers that I have no control over. 1 shot and we're dead. Play to the 2 now, maybe. Plunge into the 2. No. Can't move the machine, because if I move the machine, it's going to tilt and then I'm dead. Come on, 2. I want the 2. There it is. And that was my fault, so I won't blame the machine on that one. I got it on the tip of that flipper. If I had been more reactive and I had a flip, I would have got that one back. So, all right. 4,170 points going into ball 5. Getting some good 200 point value here. Only need the 1 to get the special, which makes me special. We got the replay. Come on, give me that 1. This is going to need to be bounced off a little bit. Well, you gave me the 1, but you gave it to me on the way out. So 5,539 points for that game of Foursquare. Exciting, isn't it, everyone? Or all 2 people. Makes you want to go out and play pinball, doesn't it? Watching me randomly flail around on this thing. All right. I think this is going to probably be the last game because, again, there's not much to talk about, and I'm really just talking out my ass at this point and trying to make getting 1, 2, 3, 4 sound semi-entertaining / interesting, which is, I'm sure, becoming quite tedious for you and for me. So I just was wanted to try something a little bit different. I thought I would pick this because it's a relatively unseen game. It definitely contrasts the games I've been playing up to this point so that you can kind of see the differences in skill playing some of the more modern games and like what you get when you play these older games and how different it is compared to what I've been playing up to this point. Like this is a vastly different game compared to everything that I've played, so I thought that might be interesting to showcase for this one day. At least the other EMs I have, there's definitely decisions to be made on what you do when with some risk reward, which definitely makes them a lot more interesting. Well, I shouldn't say a lot more interesting. They're definitely more interesting than this Foursquare. This Foursquare is just how long can you keep the ball in play and how long. We're at 1,622 points going into ball 5. How long can you keep the ball in play and how long can you survive, basically. That was, again, my fault. One more game because that felt shitty. And for whatever reason, I want to play it one more time and talk about it, so maybe give someone else an opportunity to come check it out. This is, like I said, going to be a short stream today. That was good. We got the 2, we got the 1, no, we got the 2, 3, 4. And dead. That's dangerous off the top of that sling. Maybe I should try and nudge it without tilting, hopefully, but I'm always afraid to nudge without tilting. So let's try and get this one. Nope. Man, that target is hard to hit. Oh, geez. All right. Hey, look, we got it in a cradle again. We got another cradle on the tiny, tiny flipper. Still missed our shot, though. Not at that time. All right, so that's good. So we got the 1, 2, 3, 4 for the upper lanes. Now we want the 1, 2, 3, 4 for the yellow targets. Oh, that one almost came back. That's okay. Ooh, EMs. Yeah, Alex, it's Foursquare. I'm trying really, really hard to talk about how exciting it is to play a Foursquare, because it's really, really not. It's really, really boring and really, really annoying because I hate EMs. I'm not even hiding my disdain anymore. I tried to initially, and then I had to play it for, I think I'm on my 7th or 8th game already, because these games go very quick. And now I'm just like, fuck you, E4 you piece of junk. Oh, okay, we're fine. I was like, the pop bumper was trying to burn out there. Okay, here we go. But from a nostalgia point of view, like I said earlier, the chimes and the bells and stuff are, well, not bell, there's no bell on this one, are very reminiscent of old school pinball. It's the noises that everyone associates with pinball, and I understand why. They are very stereotypical of the era of games, so. Yeah, well, what's my uptime? I haven't actually checked. Let me see how long I've been playing this. 41 minutes, Jesus. It feels like 2 hours. Yeah, all right. So we're shooting basically, Alex, we're shooting for 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4 on the upper. There's a 1, 2, 3, 4 here, a 1, 2, 3, 4 there, and then the exact same on the other side. And then that completes this little matrix in the center that gets me more points. The first 1, 2, 3, 4 is 200 for these. Then the 1, 2, 3, 4 is the 200 for the yellow targets, and then this 1, 2, 3, 4 is 200 for the green targets, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 is special, which means that I'm special because it's a credit, which means absolutely nothing in this game because we don't need credits. So I was streaming an EM today and said the same thing. I just love the charm that they have. Yeah, there is some charm there, but there are better EMs. I should have, like I said this earlier that I picked this because I wanted to show the stark and contrasting difference between the games that I have been playing and this game, and how little opportunity there is to use skill on a game like this as opposed to like everything else I have been playing. So I thought that might be interesting from that perspective. But I have 3 other EMs here that are definitely more controllable, have some risk reward. There's actual strategy that you can use in them. Not a lot, but some. This is not that, you know what I mean? But whatever. Like I said, this was more of an experiment, something just to show everyone the contrasting difference between what I've been playing and what this is like. But yeah. So now we're going to get 200 for that. Another 200. We can get that yellow target. Nope, didn't get it. So we got the 3. So now we just need the 2. Shit. Oh, that was bad. I guess you stream the digital pinball, Alex? That's pretty cool. I didn't realize that you did that. I'll have to give you a follow. Something to watch at work, maybe. Or listen to, anyway. Oh, give me the 2. Where's the 2? 2's over there and over there. Ball 5. 3,477. You can kind of, sort of read that. I don't know, not really. All right, let's do one more. And I think then we'll call it quits. 1 there. Thanks, Houseball. Good job, Foursquare. Oh, it's pure salt. I see. Central Park, I've never played a Central Park. I know it's got that cool little animated back glass. I've seen one in person, but I've never played it. But that's pretty funny that it glitched out and gave you 10 balls and it's pure salt. That's funny. Can't be any more salty than I am. I don't know. I'm extra salty, especially playing this. I'm 50 points after ball 1. Look at that, doubled my score. I'm at 100 now. 150, tripled my score. 200 points after ball 2. That means I've quadrupled my score. The game is going good. Think I've got a good chance of fucking son of a bitch. Yeah, I'm done. Well, I don't know if you were here for the Tron stream, but there was a lot of that in the Tron stream where I was really close to Portal and didn't make it. But I was like right there. I just needed to make one more shot, and I fucked it up. And I would have had Portal on stream, which would have been really cool. Come on, 2. Nope. Whoa. Nope. No 2. I should try shatzing. I tried that one time. It didn't really work out, but. Yep, quadruple. We're at 697 now. Alright, I'm going to try, because we got a woohoo cradle with tiny flippers. We're going to try and shats this too, since I'm not having any luck getting it up there. Nope, shats doesn't work. So that's even better. So that was a really good shats. We got a good strong shot, but the lane guide prevented it from going up into that 2 and giving me the award. So we can't even shats the lane to try and use skill to get these numbers picked off. So good job, Foursquare, for sucking. Best memory was the first time I watched. Literally just clicked on it, and within seconds I was like, fuck. Yeah, I swear a lot. That's not going to change anytime soon. Come on. Yay, we got 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we died. One more game. I want to see if I can get special, because I'm special, bitch. Special. Let's go. Give me special. Just because I said I wanted. Got the 2. Oh, shit. Alright. Just... Fuck! Jesus. Well, whatever. Come on. Nope. Nope. Garbage. 4. Now we need the 1 again. Well, last time we needed the 2, that's right. We got the 1. We got the 2. We got the 4. Holy shit, we're cooking with gas now. We got the 3 and then died immediately. Now we need the 1. Give me the 1. Nope. Give me the 1. There it is. Come on. 3. No, that was already the 3. I got the 3. Give me something else. And I am saying give me because this game is deciding what to hand me as opposed to me skillfully going after it. I don't get any choice in the matter. I just get to flip the ball away and hope for the best. I got a 4. I got 1 ball left in this shit show. Come on. Nope. Didn't want to give me that. Got the 1. Come on, give me the 2. Come on, the 2's right there. You know you want to give it to me? Oh, you fucking kissed it, bitch. Give me the 2. Damn it. 2. Damn it. Alright. I've had enough. That was 3,000 points. I'm not special. And I don't want to play this anymore. So. Like I said, it's going to be a short stream today. It's funny when you see all the M's and have a game of skill written on them. Like, that's a lie. Yeah, 100%. This is, you know, like when you talk about when pinball machines were illegal and they were considered gambling devices, this is kind of like that. So, like I was talking about this a little bit earlier, Alex, there are people that are very good at EMs. I am just not one of them. It is a skill set that I am severely lacking in my pinball toolbox. There are better EMs that I play better on. These little mini flipper games are just not them. I was talking about a player that I know who's a Canadian as well. His name's Phil Birnbaum, and he's very good Oh, you wish you caught it. Well, you'll still be able to catch the archive stream, Alex. But yeah, like I was saying, Phil Birnbaum is a very good classic EM player, classic solid state player. There's something that he knows about the machines that I don't, or just knows how to play them better than I do, because I can't play them like he does, and he does very well at the EM tournaments, and he's excelled doing that. So yeah, it's just a skill set that I'm lacking and still trying to develop. I don't know how to play differently on these things to be more successful, but there is definitely some skill, obviously, but it's just not at the same level of that of a DMD. When you're yeah, I'm the that's an old school name is Vengeance. I still have an old Hotmail account, and Pickle Rick is just a TV show that I love a lot, so I started choosing that moniker. I'm thinking if I try to keep doing the streaming thing, which I plan to at this point, I'll have to probably change my name, because I'm sure eventually if I ever got to a point where I was big enough, or making any kind of money on this thing, the copyright holders might have something to say about me calling myself Pickle Rick. So yeah, I'm thinking about changing the name of the channel and theming it around my arcade instead. So I call this place Press Start, and I've got like a little dude mascot that I have on the floor, and if you look at the floor layout, you can't see it right now, it actually says Press Start across the floor. And so I think I might retheme the channel at some point to Press Start if I continue to do this, because like right now my plan is to get to the end of IFPA, and then at the end of, once IFPA is done, sort of reevaluate, see if I want to start going back to doing what I started with, and that's a little more South Park Phone Destroyer streaming, do some more pinball. And then I was thinking about, there's a league that I play in called City Pinball down in Toronto that I thought would be kind of cool to stream from, and see if I can't evolve the channel a little bit more and change up the content and maybe make it a little bit better. But that's sort of long-term planning. So yeah, big plans in the works. But for now, we're going to keep doing a game every day. Not an EM tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be something else. Let me decide on tomorrow's game. Maybe what? I don't want to play. Maybe Space Station. I know that who was it? Evan wanted to see Space Station. So yeah, I think tomorrow will be Space Station. Space Station I enjoy. It's a simplistic game, but very fun, unique layout, and very cool sound and light show. So yeah, I think Space Station will be tomorrow's game. So if you're new here, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that this was the first game that you saw me play. This isn't the normal stream. I mean, it is the normal stream. I did play a game. That was the goal of today, play something. But normally I play something for a lot longer. Normally I play something that I enjoy a bit more. So please don't take this as my normal stream. This is just something I wanted to try and obviously fail at. So if you think that it might be something you're interested in seeing again without it being crappy EM, give me a follow. I do appreciate it. And otherwise, that's cool. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you next time.